I hope, I'm not sure. Okay, so this research methodology part, we have a different module, and all of you might be knowing this is a GPA subject. So the grade that you obtain for research methodology will also contribute to your final GPA. Okay. In the case of assignments, I will be giving you several assignments. Some are very easy, some will be little lengthier. Okay. For example, in the end of this module, you need to write a proposal, research proposal, which is suitable for you to do in your final year project. Okay, which is only suitable. Okay, it is no guarantee that what you are writing will be done in your final year research project, because the project is given to you by your supervisor. But this research methodology module is to help you and guide you to do a research in a proper way. So as a guide to you, I will be asking you to prepare a proposal at the end. Okay, so keep this in mind. I will be definitely asking you to write a proposal. So from the beginning, I hope you will be collecting data one by one for this last assignment. Okay, so this last assignment usually carries a lot of marks, and you have to work for it throughout the semester. Okay, understood? So this under online mode, this is the continuous assessment and end semester assessment weightages. I will take 60% of your marks for continuous assessment. Okay, in normal scenario, that means if you were doing the module in physical lectures, the continuous assessment still will be 50%. Under online mode, this will be 60%. And the end semester exam will carry 40%, which will be contributing to your theory knowledge. Okay, do you understand? So I need all of your patience and your attendance throughout the module. So these are the basic topics that we are covering. First, today's lecture, that is fundamentals or the introduction to research methodology. Then we will be discussing the research problem, literature review, research hypotheses, research strategies, data collection methods and sampling, and finally scientific writing. So from the topics we cover, these are little topics, but these are little lengthier, getting lengthier and lengthier for the back. Okay, so let's do the lecture in an interactive way. So when I ask you questions, I expect you to volunteer without delay, because we might not be able to cover the syllabus if you don't volunteer. Okay, is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right, we will move into the first and the introduction part of the lecture series. So these are the recommended texts. I will be uploading this PDFs, sorry, the handouts, so you can get down this one in the PDF when I share it in the LMS. One more thing to tell you, if you have any questions, I have already sent you the my mobile number. Always you can use LMS messages to send me the problems that you have, and also emails if you want, but make sure that I have reached the message that you have sent. Okay. So let's move to fundamentals. Now, in this topic, I will be expecting you to understand what is the research and what are their importance. Then understand what are the types of the research that exist and their relationships or differences if there are. Okay, because there are no research that is not overlapping one another. So basically, there are different types of researchers, and you can see some are little related to one another, some are very much different, some are really opposite. Okay, the third one is you have to understand the difference between what is a research method and a methodology. Finally, you need to have a basic idea of what are the steps or phases of a research. That is what I need to know whether you have understood in this lecture today. Okay, so before starting, the definition of a research, few of you tell me, what do you understand by a research? The term research means what to you? Two, three people give me the answer.
Hello, madam.
Yes, I can hear you.
Finding a solution for a specific problem in a strategical way.
Okay, yes, correct. Very nice attempt. Okay, another one.
Yeah, madam. Can you hear me?
Yes, Papa.
Yeah, according to me, research means there is a two-word combination. So
Okay.
research. So we have to search again and again to find a solution for a particular problem.
Okay, yeah, nice try. Very good definition from you. One more.
Madam,
Yes, Papa, tell me.
gathering informations and solve the problem.
Yeah, that is also one thing. Okay, now let's see what is the definition for a research given by different dictionaries I will take. Okay. In the Oxford, it says systematic investigation into a study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. So this will also give you a basic idea about what is it. It is a systematic investigation. Yeah. In the first definition of you guys also said in a systematic way. New conclusion. So that means the solution to the problem. That is again, you all told me. And also this one, establish facts. Okay, that means this is a new term that you didn't say. You search it again and again. You find information again and again, analyze, and also you need to give established some fact in your research. Okay. Dictionary, which is the Advanced Learners Dictionary, it says careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts, in any branch of knowledge. This is also a repetition of what you say. Okay, there are additions as well, like careful investigation. In the first say, systematic investigation. In this one, it says careful investigation. So it should be a systematic, a careful investigation. Okay, so you need to check whether your investigation is right or wrong throughout your research progresses. Understood? We'll see how these things are done in the later lessons. Then in Clifford Goody, it says defining and redefining problems. The third person said second person said search and research. So it is redefining problems, formulating hypotheses, suggested solutions, collecting, organizing, validating data, make deductions and reaching conclusions, and last, carefully testing the conclusions to determine whether they fit the formulating hypothesis. Now, among these three, I would like to take this third definition as a definition which summarizes the research process. Okay, in a research, you will be defining a problem. Okay, you first find a problem, then define it. Okay, this is written work. Then after you read in the literature, literature means the information or papers, books, book chapters, you have information, empirical relationships. While tracking these information together, you can find the real problem inside the basic problem. Make a තේරුණාද ඔයගොල්ලෝ? හිතන්න අපිට current නැහැ. ලංකාවට තියෙන current මදි. This is a problem, right? You don't have sufficient electric energy in country. This is too broad. Then what do? You read information in different sources and find why Sri Lanka does not have enough power. Then you read back again, how can you find more electricity, or if it is a money problem, how do we address cheaper electricity? Okay, so first you take the broader idea, then read and redefine what is the problem. Then you think what can be the solution for this particular problem. Okay, without predicting a solution, you cannot do experiment, can you? Now, I will take an example in machinery part. Okay, now you want to design a self-driven wheelchair. Why do you need a self-driven wheelchair? Nowadays, a person with a disability will not be considered as disabled, but differently able. So that person could be able to do his or her own work without interfering with the other people. Okay, so if a person cannot walk, some people has an ego that I still have one other leg and two other hands, so why cannot I work? So do we need to put that ego down? No. What you can do is you can design something to help them. So self-driven, this is not a new concept. I'm telling you why, why and how to do this. Okay. Now, in order to make this self-driven wheelchair, mechatronics people can use automated electronics and mechanical parts. Then ICT people could design the program to be run on the wheelchair. Sometimes both of this can be done by the same person. So then you have to formulate a solution for this wheelchair. What is the design you're taking? What parts should be modified? What parts should be efficient? What is the battery you need to use? What type of a powering source? So everything you need to formulate. Then you need to design your wheelchair. Then designing itself is not sufficient. You need to test it, whether it is functioning properly. So for the functioning, you need to do several tests and find all the bugs in it and all the way you could improve energy efficiency, smooth driving, whether to detect the stones in front, everything you can find when you plan properly. If you don't plan properly, this will go up and down and you will be end up with a unwanted product. So you have to collect data, organize them, and also when you run a test, if your test gives error readings, you will not be knowing if you do one test. So always try to validate and check whether you have gathered all the data properly. Then using that data, you can make suggestions and see what are the relationships. Then you can go to a conclusion. And also when you design a certain part of a machine, you can provide a better design here. And then you check whether your solution that you thought in the first was obeying it or not. Don't worry if you have mixed feelings here. One by one, I will be discussing you throughout this lecture series. දැනට basic idea එක තේරුණාද?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So we will go to the forward. So in short, research is organized, systematic way of finding answers to a question in a systematic way means it has a definite set of procedures and steps needed to be followed. Organized means all these steps should be planned and the method should be well defined while you're progressing. Then finding answers means the answer to the hypothesis. Then the research question means in another way, it is the topic or what is the intended problem that you are going to solve. Okay, now tell me some topics that you would like to do in your final year research project. One from mechatronics, one from automobile, one from energy, one from polymer, one from CBST. One from mechatronics, tell me. What type of a research? What do you want to do? Okay, anybody tell me a research, something that you want to do in your research project. Come on, you're little very good in the beginning. Okay, now tell me something that the current status of the world is facing so many problems. So tell me one problem that any of you could solve. There are so many problems due to pandemic. As a technologist, what can you do? Nothing? Is that so? Can't travel. So what is the solution? It's a question, yes. You cannot travel. So what is the solution? For as a technologist, what can we do?
The methods already we are practicing, madam.
Mm.
Example, when it comes to the education sector, we are doing online lectures like that, and we are doing on e-commerce. So that has replaced the traveling.
Okay. So how do you assess whether it's better or not? Now, I'm directing you to the answer. That is why I'm telling. How do you think this way could answer this can't travel problem? Assess. There is a problem. Now you all have given an answer. That is the hypothesis. How do you find whether this hypothesis will actually help to solve the question? So that is methods. How do you assess it?
By collecting data and analyzing those
Yeah,
data.
yeah. Okay, yeah. You collect data. What type of data you need to collect? What type of data you need to prove that your solution is the answer for the current problem? Anybody can help?
Do every student have electronic devices to join lectures and download the study materials? That's like we need to collect the data.
More broader. You just need to more broader.
We can conduct a questionnaire to gather the data from students and the others about their opinions.
Yeah, that is the answer. You need to give a questionnaire and get the opinion. Now the third question comes out. What are the questions you need to set? Okay. What will give you the proper answer from the participants? It should be very much measurable. Like you don't have vague answers. In our questions, you can give multiple choice questions and also Likert scale questions. Likert scale කියන්නේ you give choices like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, number 1 is strongly disagree. Number 2, somewhat disagree, or second one is somewhat disagree. Third one, neither disagree nor agree. Fourth one, somewhat agree. Fifth one, strongly agree. So this is the Likert scale. You have to get the answers from either Likert scale or multiple choice answers. From that, you can analyze the data through statistical methods. Then you will be able to find whether that is the best solution or better solution for the problem that you have. So this is how research is done. You first take a general problem, then you find a possible answer for this question. Then third one, you systematically analyze how this answer will be suited for the question that you have already identified. Finally, analyze the data and come to a conclusion. So this is what a systematic way of finding answers means. Understood? So this process, you all are the ones who suggested. Then Terunada.
Yeah, madam.
Okay, so now this is a general type of a question. For technology people, now technology, you will be given some part to design. Again, you will be facing the same procedure when you design it. Whether this IC will be suited for it, then you need to run certain tests and find whether that design is suitable or not. Then finally, after searching over and over again, you will design your machine and give the conclusion. Okay? So what is the objective of a research? The main purpose of the research is to discover an answer to a research question through the application of scientific procedures. This scientific procedures means you can have a questionnaire, a well planned questionnaire. You can use secondary data like now if you want to check whether internet addiction really affects the psychology of a person. How do you do? Now within 5 years, you can check how many people have used internet and what are the hours, and also you can build some sort of a database throughout 5 years whether these people have some sort of a depression or some sort of a mental disability. Then using a data that has already been published somewhere else, you can also get information on these ones. Either way, you will use several data and set certain experiments and find out whether there is a relationship. So that is a statistical type of a question. You can also design set of experiments. Then through the experimental data, you can find answers. Thirdly, if you are going to design new parts, you need to run trials, field trials, gather data, and finalize your search. So the purpose of a research is to discover a new answer to a question that persisted or that come to you in an immediate effect. So the main aim of a research is to find the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered previously. So this is why we always ask you, what is new in your research? You have to find some truth hidden, kept hidden, and has not been discovered previously. So always try to find something new. There may be new things within old data also. So that is also one job of you when you do research. Okay, so this is a little task for you all to do. What is the motivation of doing research? Now you all are going to be graduated sooner. So not this year, next year or somewhere in 2022 or early 23. Early 23 means January, February or somewhere around. So what is the motivation of doing research as a technologist? Can you write it down in a piece of paper? All of you do this one. Okay. Now, the research is done as the desire to get research degree along with its consequential benefits. This is the primary objective of many students. BTech degree එක ගන්න තමයි ගොඩක් අයට research එක කරන්න ඕනේ වෙන්නේ. ඒක තමයි ගොඩක් අයගේ අන්තිම අවුරුද්දේ තියෙන බලාපොරොත්තුව. එහෙම නැතුව වෙන එකක් නෙමෙයි. නැත්ද? Am I wrong? Some people have a desire to face challenges in solving unsolved problems. Okay. Now, this is why in last year, when pandemic situation comes very quickly in March, many people try to find different machines, different concepts, and also many people try to design vaccines and medications for the pandemic situation. So this is the desire to face a challenge and solving a problem. That is one motivation of doing research. Thirdly, the desire to get intellectual joy of doing some creative work. Okay, that is mostly the people who are having higher degrees will have this intellectual joy of doing some creative work. So some people would like to do many research and find many things and put it into web, newspapers, news and all. Okay, that is the intellectual joy. So these are the three main motivational facts of doing research. If you have any other, can you tell me? So I will put it here. Okay, the other ones are service to the society, desire to get respectability. These are also motivations. If you have anything else, tell me. I research එකක් කරන්න හිතෙන්නේ.
To make new innovations, we may need to do some researches, new researches.
Yes. Okay, desire to get to have new innovations. Yes, you can write it down. And also in certain instances, you will see some waste material. You will think, why don't I make something else out of this one? So you do research. So that is one example for social services.
To make new products.
Yes, that is new innovations. Yes, that is true.
To create a better environment.
Yes, yes, that is true. Okay, so I hope you got what are the motivations for doing a research. Now, these are the basic types of research we have. We have descriptive research, analytical research, applied, fundamental, quantitative, qualitative, conceptual, empirical, and other types of research like simulations. Then we have modeling, theoretical ones, computer-based ones. So there are so many types of research, and these are the basic ones. When we come to descriptive and analytical, these are opposed to each other, the meaning. Applied research and fundamental research again have, it's like opposing type, antonym type one. It is not an antonym, okay? විරුද්ධ පද නෙමෙයි. ඒ වුණාට මේ දෙන්න එන්නේ විරුද්ධ meanings ඇතුලේ. Quantitative, qualitative is also similar. Conceptual and empirical is also similar. So we will take these set. Descriptive research, what are the similarities, and descriptive and analytical ones, what are the differences and similarities. We will take these two and find what are the, I will tell what are the similarities and disparities. Then quantitative, qualitative, what are the disparities. Okay. So first we will go see what is descriptive research versus analytical research. May I know the time, Pudha? I cannot see. Okay, we have little more time, so we will finish this one. Okay, now descriptive research means this includes the survey type ones. You give questionnaires and surveys. So this descriptive research is basically fact-finding research. And here, if you are giving a questionnaire, the researcher has no control over variables given. Okay. Questionnaire එකක් දුන්නහම ඔයාට මොනවා හරි එකක් වෙනස් කරලා තව එකක relationship එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. ඒ වගේම no control over the variables. So whatever the answers that your participants give you, you will report what is given. So this descriptive research describes what is happening inside this population. So mainly the descriptive research is used in social sciences and business types of research. The analytical research in the other way analyzes and other secondary data. So always the analytical research use facts or information which are already available and can be analyzed. So the main point here is this could be analyzed. And after analysis, you can make a critical evaluation of the material. Now, here you can analyze the data. So always you have a variable that you can change and get a relationship. එහෙම නේද? අපිට අවුරුදු 10ක weather data හම්බ වෙනවා. Okay, you get 10 years weather data. So this weather data, you want to check in which month you are having highest rainfall. So always you will be getting weather data for each day or each month in a row. For past 10 years, then analyze which is having highest or which month is having average rainfall of this one, and this one. Find what is the answer. So now you have the control over variables. Now, what is the control? Months versus rainfall. So rainfall is Y or dependent variable. The time is independent variable. So you have the proper relationship, you can build it up. So you have the control of the variables that you set. Okay. So here in analytical research, it could explain the results rather than describe why this is happening. Due to monsoon season, these 3 months you have higher rainfall. This is the explanation. But if people ask, this product is better than the other, you cannot have any explanation but the description of what people say. Okay, what people say here, you can really identify what is the reason. So this is the basic differences between descriptive research and analytical research. This why I said these are having opposite relationships. Next one, applied research and fundamental research. In applied research, you aim to find a solution for a immediate problem or what is persisting in the current situation. A persisting problem or an immediate problem facing in the industry or the society or in business organization. Okay, so you will be given answer for a immediate question that is arising. So this applied research, we give the name action research. It will be given an action for an immediate problem. Whereas for the fundamental research, it is searching for fundamental truth or fundamental theory. It is unlike applied research, you will be giving different questions, the answers to the immediate solution, while formulation of a theory that is universal for all times you are giving. So this fundamental research is also basic and pure research, finding theories. තේරුණාද මේ දෙකේ වෙනස? Okay. Now tell me, finding the gravity, which one of the type is finding the gravity belongs? Applied or fundamental? To which type?
Applied.
Huh? Finding gravity?
Fundamental research.
It is a fundamental research. So what is the applied research?
Finding solution for COVID-19, something like
Yeah, that is applied, yeah. But the cause of now you have different structures, and the viruses is doing like mutating every day. But the basic structure of COVID-19, what are the causes and what are the root cause for COVID-19 full set of symptoms, it is coming under applied or fundamental. Now question comes. Finding a vaccine for COVID-19, applied or fundamental?
Applied research.
That is applied research. So what is the fundamental research based upon this one? If somebody could find how the mutations could occur, what is the mechanism of the mutations, then it comes to fundamental theory. Still nobody founds. Nobody found out. So that is type of fundamental theory. Understood? Perunada, vaccine applied. But what causes that one, a theoretical one, then it is a fundamental. Then quantitative and qualitative. This word itself, you will be getting the answer. One is qualitative, one is quantifying. So quantitative research applicable to phenomena that could be expressed in terms of numbers or quantities. Okay, so always quantitative research means a quantity measurement. Now, in the previous example, as I said, what is the maximum rainfall? In which month it is coming? It is quantitative. It's not qualitative measurement. But the same research will become qualitative if you don't have this quantifying terms. Monsoon is coming. This month will be having maximum rainfall. Okay, qualitative research means it is a qualitative phenomena. Now, basic example, all of you did chemistry practicals in your first year. Okay. Now you had cation analysis, anion analysis in the chemistry practicals. Now, in the cation and anion analysis, what is the base of tests? Either it is a precipitate, a color, or smell, a gas appear. Likewise, you have something qualitative. It doesn't have a quantification. Okay, if it is yellow color, this is present. If it is red color, this is present. Okay, whether the person's urine have sugar in it, it should have a color in it. But then it is a qualitative research. But if you want to find how much threshold value is this one, how much is there, then it is quantification. So these two again have opposite relationships. So qualitative can be either based upon interviews, then story competitions, project techniques. Likewise, if you cannot quantify it, then it comes as a qualitative research. So this qualitative research is important for behavioral sciences. So this qualitative type of research, mainly technologists will not touch it. Mainly not touch it, okay? That doesn't mean that you don't need it. For example, if you want to make a new product and whether the product is acceptable by the society, you might be needing qualitative answers. But anyway, in technology, scientific research or technological research, you mostly come across with quantitative research. This is why I said these types of research does not have a clear-cut boundary. They have always different overlappings. Terunada? Yeah. Quickly finish the other types of research and stop for the day. Now, the other types of research is like simulations, laboratory research, clinical and diagnostic research, historic research. So these ones are clearly different from one another. Even though these will come up in the previous types, these are exceptions. Okay, the top one is for you for the note. So let's stop for the day. If you have any questions, you can ask now. If you have a lecture, you can leave. I will stop the recording so you can ask your questions free.